Hey guys, what's up? Griffin here. First off, I want to say sorry for the late videos. I've had a wild couple weeks here. I've spent most of my time just trying to job hunt and been worrying about moving because of trying to job hunt, just trying to secure a future place to live. Thinking I had to go on move in the span of like 10 days and then finding out, never mind, everything will be okay. So that's mainly what I've been busy with. And then this past Monday here, I just had my wisdom teeth taken out. So I've been taking a lot of ibuprofen and sleeping a lot and just trying to get ready for a new job I start next week. So once again, sorry about the late videos. So I'm actually going to do a video today. It's a little bit different, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm going to go and do a room tour. I figure right now I don't really have anything else ready. I'm still working on the Zachary Squad support type resin kit conversion. Haven't made much progress with that in a little bit due to the other reasons earlier. And then I'm also starting up a new Zachary 2 F2 build with Luna Titanium Gunpla, and I'm really looking forward to showing that off to you guys once I get a little bit more progress made on that. So for right now, I'm just going to do a room tour and just kind of show you guys off. If I was still planning on moving, this was definitely one thing I was going to want to get out to you guys, and then also just for my own personal say vault, just so that way I kind of can look back and see what all I had set up, how I had everything set up, and just kind of take a trip down memory lane. And so I'll go and get started here. So first off, just a brief overview here. I think I've got about a 10 or a 12 by 12 square foot room here. So first off, you walk in, got a nice little bookshelf here. Got 6 different Warhammer tanks. Got a Predator. Oh god, I can't remember all their names now. Predator, a Rhino. 2 other kind of Rhino variants. Another Predator, and then the artillery kind of variant of the Rhino there. Smaller bookshelf here, just a bunch of Warhammer books, Roadbar, Hobby Japan, a couple more Warhammer supplement, a bunch of Gundam comics, 2 Halo figures, and then just a Locust from Gears of War there, a few CDs, FLCL soundtrack, Uncle, some Fallout Boy, Cage the Elephant, a couple other good old stuff. Down here is where I keep mostly just kind of board games and stuff like that. I've got a bunch of stuff from Rivet Wars when I did their Kickstarter a couple years ago. They were incredibly generous with what they were offering for about 125 bucks. I think that's all of it. Yeah, I was able to fit it all here. Down here I've just got a bunch of Magic, the Gathering stuff, a little bit of Pokemon, some Cards Against Humanity, some more Rivet Wars stuff, some zombie dice, boss monster, some more books, just paid to play, the whole Dante series, Dante's Inferno, just a couple tank books, military weapons. Over here I've got a bunch of Halo books, kind of more sci-fi fantasy, a couple Star Wars, like kind of D&D supplemental books from when I tried to run a Star Wars D&D campaign, a few more Star Wars books up here. And then just kind of still some more fantasy sci-fi books. Up here I've got mainly just Star Wars, a lot of Warhammer 40k stuff, and then the Warhammer 40k rulebook. And then up here I've got just a little kind of mishmash of little things. I've got a TIE Fighter in the back there, a Cloud City car, A-Wing, Y-Wing, a Griffin, a TIE Fighter bomber, forklift from my old job. I've got the, it's a 550th Valwalla here that I painted up. Very, very, very tiny little Gerbera Tetra. And then I believe a GM Cannon 2, I think. I've got a Banshee Unicorn Gundam, Banshee Norn, Destroy Mode Standard figure, and then Char's Zachary 2 Revive. I forget what line these guys are from, but this one and the I always get this guy's name mixed up, but these two guys are from the series, I'll say. And I've got a little kind of rubberized act guy here. It's kind of cool. And I've got one of the, I believe, the GP01, the non-Fulbrinian version here. And then another Gundam Standard Zaku one. And then I've got just a little Hot Wheels Griffin delivery truck thing. And then a Scion XB with Karo Gunso on top. And then over here, I've got just a little bit of mishmash of stuff. I've got just a cardboard box, some bubble wrap and stuff. A couple hoses there for my airbrush, which I am still waiting on trying to get set up and all that. Box of some files, a toothbrush, and some hobby putty right now from when I was working with putty on the Zaku 2 over there. Got all my spray paints right there. It's to my top coat. I've got airbrush, and then the actual brush itself, box for a Blue Yeti microphone there. And then over here, just a brief overview of the desk and the very bright light. So over here is usually where I do any kind of recording. I'm sure as you guys recognize that. I've got my Blue Yeti with a pop cap filter set up, usually right about there, and then I just kind of angle it towards where I sit. I've got a Skull Candy, just kind of pipe right there for a speaker, if I ever want to listen to anything whenever I'm building. Picture my beautiful fiance right there. Just a couple Citadel paints right now I've been using for the Zaku 2, just some of the different colors I've been putting on them. And then just kind of a bunch of little random stuff here and there. I've got a base, a stand base I was working on. The part broke off from it, so I worked on gluing that back. Just a couple little flash drives, remote for the pipe, a couple more Citadel paints there for Warhammer, some glue, water bottles so I can fill up my kind of like little paint wash dish thing. Then I've got a bunch of like mobile suit weapon, the crap, what do they call it? Like the support packs that come with like a the bazooka there, and then the like beam Gatling gun you can make, and then the Zaku 2 machine gun and the shield. Like just a couple of those set out. Looking at trying to possibly incorporate those into the Zaku 2 F2 build I'm working on. And then here, as you can see, I've got a bunch of. I've already got most of the Zaku 2 kind of parted away, just getting ready for painting. Hopefully here in the next couple days, I just started getting them separated out and just trying to come up with a color scheme. I think I've got something down, but we'll see. And then here I've still got the Zaku 2 squad support type that I'm working on. I haven't really made any progress since the last video you guys saw, but hoping on the next couple weeks here I should be able to get something done with him. Excuse me. And I've got a Kotobukiya MSG support good Gatling gun here, which I was using with the Zaku 2 F2 type. And so I think I'm going to go with that, with him having that as like a main weapon, and possibly like a really big beam bazooka. And just make him like a absolutely ridiculously like overpowered, I don't know, like Vanguard kind of suit type. Over here, I then got just kind of little random parts box. I've got like thruster from a knockoff, 100 Death Scythe, another like little bit for the Hillgolfer, just converts them over if you want to make him like the regular tank form. A bunch of little random weapons, like I've got the other beam Gatling gun here, another part from an MSG kit. I've got the Sturmfaust from the, that's actually a Panzerschreck from one of the Gyaradoga, I think, guard type, and then just a bunch of like MSG weapons, and then any extra little bits that I pulled out at one point and didn't feel like putting away, or just decided I was just going to store it in here for later whenever I want to go through it. Over here I've got all the little extra bits from the squad support type Zaku I'm working on, and I just decided right in here is probably the best place for it since I don't actually have a box for them. That way I've just got all the parts if I ever want extra Zaku parts for any reason. I've got a couple little extra hands here for Zaku. Got some extra bazooka parts from when I was playing around with his bazooka. Random goof hand I was trying to work with for the Mega Man Scott Custom that I was working on. A couple extra little blades there. Boba Fett mug with just kind of all my brushes. Another pack of unopened... unopened cheap brushes there from like Michael's that I bought for I think $2 that I usually use for Warhammer. Over here I've got my Monty Python Holy Grail with all my tools, my holy grail of tools we'll call it. I've got some broken nippers in there. I've got like 3 Gundam panel line markers, which I don't recommend buying. They're expensive and they run really easily. I've got an assortment of screwdrivers. I've got like a technical T9 there with the star bit if you want to take apart like a 360 controller. And then just a bunch of other goodies like that. Got some magnets here, rare earth magnets in case I ever want to go and magnetize anything else, either for Warhammer or Gundam. Little puzzle cube I had to make for in an engineering class in like my freshman year of college. And that's actually about it for everything on the desk here. And over here I've got like a little kind of mini side table with actually all my Warhammer. Got a spare super glue up there I didn't really know where to put. I've got a couple like a Prometheum relay pipe I was working on building for Warhammer, just trying to get some scenery built. A ton of like stuff I just had in like a work in progress for almost like a year now that I've been slowly kind of whittling away. As you can see, I've got quite a decent amount of Warhammer, I like to think, but all of these are filled with just extra runners and sprues, stuff I'm working on, and just like all sorts of extra stuff I've got to paint. Over here I've got 2 egg cartons. Now you might be wondering why I have 2 egg cartons sitting here. Well, I found out they make excellent troop carriers for Warhammer if you're balling on a budget. All you've got to do is just go and take a guy like this, plop him in, and then you can kind of finagle him. This guy's sort of a bad example. I'll use this guy. And plop. See, fits perfectly, so if you guys are ever looking for a cheap way to store your minis, and you eat eggs, I'd highly recommend just taking the egg carton and just plopping them in there. And you can see they'll roll around, they'll rattle a little bit, but just for like typical like, troop choices like that, they're perfectly fine. I've been using these 2 egg cartons for years now. I mean, this expired in 2012. So I've had these guys for 4 years, and they still work. Over here, just a giant gold bar. I think it was chocolate at some point that I've just used for like little random bits. So there's been of a couple little more whip. Sanding block I have, some masking tape, some steel wire, I think it's steel, and then just some gloves I use for painting. And over here is where I keep any extra paints, Citadel or like just kind of really cheap Michael's craft paints from when I first started Warhammer. Just really cheap stuff I don't recommend. Then I've got Canon S120 power shot box, and then just some extra like masks I use if I'm spray painting or anything like that, or using putty. I've got some extra spare boxes down here I use for like I'll say kind of pinning. Basically I just go and take one of my little like alligator clips here, and I just stick it right in the box, and then I'll spray paint it, and then I'll pick it up. Just pick it up, I'll spray it, stick it back in the box, let it dry, bring it in, and then just take care of it that way. So that's mainly what I use these boxes for down here, and then I'll just use one of these other bigger ones. I'll just set this little guy inside, and then spray, that way I don't get anything on the balcony. I have a drill right here with some extra drill bits. I've got my Xenography figure right here, which I am still working on getting the review up for. I did go and film, I think, like a 20-minute long review of just the Act Zaku version. I watched it over again. I didn't like it. It was long. Didn't show off anything I really wanted to, and so I'm right now waiting just until I can kind of get a better review done with that. So you can blame that on my excellent procrastination skills. Over here I've got just another kind of mishmash of stuff. I've got some goggles I used for drilling, a couple more paintbrushes, some other cheap paints, and just a couple other like alligator clips and stuff like that in there. And over here is where I have most of my models. Got a Draw C, I've got a P Bandai, some version of the Beowulf back in there. I've got the Hidolfer, S Gundam, 1/144th Kshatriya, 1/144th, God, I forget his name now. He's from the Pisan asteroid base, same series as S Gundam. I've got the High New Gundam right there. Got the massive 1/144th scale Psycho Gundam. And then I've got the High New HWS system there, the 1/144th version, which I love. And then I've got Extreme Gundam back there from, God, what was it, Extreme Gundam Versus, I think? With the absolutely ridiculous beam rifle guitar. Down here I've got most of my Zakus. I've got the Zuda, which technically isn't a Zaku, but... Oh, excuse me guys, I'm really burpy today. But I grouped him in there just because I thought, he's the predecessor to the Zaku before the Zaku prototype from Origins, but he works. I've then got the Zaku 2 from Gundam Build Fighters. I've got the Zaku 1 sniper type there. I've got Charge Zaku 2 from the Origin. I had the Black Tri-Stars High Mobility type Zaku 2. Real Grade Zaku 2. Shin Matsunaga High Mobility Zaku 2. Garmazabi's FS Zaku 2. The very, very basic Zaku 2 back there. I've got the Zaku 1 cannon type, the old grade version, which is unpainted, as you can see, and very, very tan. I then got my Black Tri-Stars Zaku 1 Zaku back there. I've then got the F2000 Zaku 2 there, which I think is really cool still. I then have the Zaku 2, I forget which version it is, but from 0080, and then I've got the Zaku 1 Marine type, the Zaku 3 Custom, and then the Zaku 3. And a lot of Zakus. If you guys hadn't noticed, I enjoy Zakus. I then have Char Aznavour's Dom, got a Gelgu Jaeger, I've got the Goof, I think that one's the mobility test type, there, the tan one, who's P Bandai. I've then got the very old, I think like 98 or 2000 Goof Custom, then got the regular Goof back there. Let's see if I can get a better shot. I then have the like 98 or 2000 Goof Flight type, which I think is really cool, especially since Bandai hasn't like made a like newer HGUC version, so I think he's kind of a cool little piece there. I then have a old like North American Gelgoog, which I'm kind of surprised I found in stores actually. So instead of being like the HGUC version, he's like the North American type, I guess, from when they first ran like 0083 in the States in like the early 2000s. So I'll show the box off later and see if I could find anything else about him. Then I have the P Bandai Giradoga, the P Bandai, God, I always butcher these guys' names. Man, I think he's the Hyzak Recon type? I can't tell. I can't remember. I'll look at the box here in a little bit. I then have the Giradoga Marine type, not the Jagdoga. Is it Jag? No, the Juagu. And then I forget this guy's name. A lot of the Unicorn kits, those are the kind of one-off ones that came from like Double Zeta Gundam, which I never got around to watching. Never really learned the names of, so I have a decent amount of trouble with them. Got my Giradoga Guards type back there. Another P Bandai, I think, gosh, I forget what the hell that one's called. I've got the very old grade Camphor from when they first ran, like 0080 in like the 80s, late 80s. I've then got the Goof from Gundam Build Fighters Try, Mr. Ral's Custom, which I thought was really neat. I've got what was that, Jigen, the Akoa's Guard type, I believe. I've got a Gundam Mark II. That is the Blue Destiny Unit 3. I have the Zaku 2 EFSF version. What is that, the Hazel Unit 2 right there, I think. I have the P Bandai Blue Destiny, sorry, Pale Rider heavy equipment version from one of the side story games. And I've got the Hazel Unit 3, or the custom, I forget the Hazels. But I've got the two Hazels right there. Then got the 1/144th GM Sniper from what the hell is it called? 8th MS Team. Then got the Gundam Unit 1, I think? 1 or 3. They're just the gray, kind of typical Gundam. The GM ground type, who has his, looks like eye visor sticker coming off there a little bit. I've got Gun Cannon, and then I've got the Gundam Alex, which is also from when I first ran 0080, in like the late 80s there. And then I've got the Gundam ground type. And then so that's every model there on that stand, which is quite a mouthful. Up here I've got a couple World of Warcraft figures, which are about the size of a Master Grade model, which I think are kind of cool. I've got a Draenei there, Human Death Knight, Undead Rogue, and a Dwarf Paladin. And then over here I've got a, what is his name? Anavel Gato, Gelgoog, which I did not paint, but I actually traded somebody a resin conversion kit for, and they did an awesome job on that. They painted the Nightmare of Solomon, which I thought was really neat there. I did some weathering on the shield and a couple other places. I've then got the 1/100 excuse me, brain fart, or mouth fart. Goof custom there, the 1/100 Dozel Zabi custom, Zaku 2, which is really neat, which I still need to get around to putting the gold decals, which make him look about 100 times better than just being all teal. But the Heat Hawk there is absolutely badass. I then got the absolutely massive 1/100 Red Astray, like sword, and then the giant katana that he comes with. I've got the 1/100th scale GM sniper from 8th MS team. Gundam Heavy Arms from Gundam Wing. Gundam Unit 5, I think, from one of the side story games. 1/100 Goof Custom here, Goof Rambarel version, and then here's the Mega Man custom I was working on. As you can see, he's not quite complete. What I want to go and do is I want to get an LED here where his beam would be. I want to put it right in there, get an LED, make it light up like the Buster. I don't know if I'm going to keep these little guys there for the claws or not. I'm definitely going to keep the claws on the other hand, just to kind of still give him that Skok feel, since also he doesn't have hands. Just to kind of make him look a little bit more Mega Man-like, but that's the Mega Man custom, kind of what I have planned for him. Then have the Ingram from Pat Labor back there, and then I've got Crossbone Gundam here, also 1/100th. I've got just a few little bit of the painted Warhammer I have down here. Just some kind of little resin conversion kit here for like a heavy weapons team. I've got a Hellbrute in the back there with a Space Marine crawling away who just got stomped in half. Got a Demon Prince here who was painted by one of my friends. I've got some Corn Berserkers, a couple other, I think it's Rogue Trader. I think Rogue Trader guys that I bought off of eBay who are already painted, and I just left them that way. What is that, Forge Fiend that I painted up, and most of the stuff I painted up for Black Legion colors, with the exception of like a couple Iron Warriors tanks. But another Hellbrute there unpainted. I've got like one Chaos Raptor which I need to finish painting, and then Chaos Terminator Lord for Black Legion, and then some more heavy support guys right in there. Very, very old, like 2003 I think, Demon Prince. And then I've got Archon the Everchosen. It's kind of neat. He was a, I think Warhammer World, like exclusive. I got him on eBay for I think like $20. It's kind of cool because you can only really find him, like on the, I think on horseback or on the dragon now is the other version. So I went and painted him up a couple years ago, so you could see some of the paints chipping off, and you could see some of the, what is it? I think they use pewter still for the metal ones. Hey, sorry about that. I think my camera might have just turned off and said, alright, you recorded too much. Down here I've got a couple more Iron Warriors tanks. And up here I've got some more World of Warcraft, Troll Priest, Undead Warlock, I think, Troll Shaman, Orc Shaman, and then a Blood Elf Paladin. I've got Shining Gundam, I've got Dragon Gundam, I've got the Strike Noir, which is really cool, the only Iron-Blooded Orphans kit I have, the Gyujin Ribake, 1/144th scale Gundam Astray, got a Jin High Mobility Type, GN3 I think, Monster Hunter Palago with the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Special Editions. Excuse me. version there, which is really cool. Got Brandon Heat here from Gungrave, and the Gungrave Japanese limited edition. Here's the Akazaku, which I am still trying to work on getting a review up for. Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition, the art book, and the steel case there. Got the Temgen from Virtual On Cyber Troopers, which I'd also like to do a review for. Down here I've got just some SDs from the BB Senshi kind of comic. I've got the Zaku 2 there. I've got, not the Senanju, the, oh, man. Putting my Xeon brothers to shame here by not remembering these suits' names. I forget the name. I'll post it here in an annotation. Got the Dovin Wolf, yet I can remember that. Then I've got Musha Gundam. Oops, sorry. Would help if I actually showed you Musha Gundam. Then I've got the Alex and the full Burnian GPO-1. I've got a bear guy here because I have actually no other room for him anywhere else. I then have a vast assortment of Pat Labor. I've got Pat Labor 3, 2, 1, one of the OVAs they came out with, and then I've got the complete Pat Labor series, G Gundam, Bobobo, One Punch Man, and then the Gundam The Origin, just a little bit of my manga collection there. The rest is on a different bookshelf somewhere. Unfortunately, I own one of the special edition Gundam Seed Destiny kits. DVD box sets, which I'm a little ashamed to admit I own that. I've got an Araka 7 special edition set, which came with a shirt and a manga. Robotech Shadow Chronicles, a lot of Robotech. Rurouni Kenshin, Sergeant Frog, I think Season 3. Red vs. Blue, Seasons 1 through 4, and then just a few movies, Scott Pilgrim, Blood Diamond, World's End, Reign of Fire, and Wreck-It Ralph, just a couple others. Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition set. Got a chest here where I keep just a bunch of old video games and stuff like that for PlayStation, GameCube. Got the absolutely massive Nightingale box here, which I actually have no other room, like even in my closet where I usually keep all my kits, I have no room for. Got the Liger Zero here, which my fiance built, that I'm still working on gluing and getting painted up. Got the, what is this, the 1080 Special from Virtual On. And I've got another Virtual On model kit here, which is from like the 90s from Wave. Got the very old grade MSV Zaku Recon type. And I've got the, which one's this? This is the Zaku Flipper here, also old grade. I've got two little, kind of cute little, almost like D-style jets called Eggplanes that I bought for like, I think, like $6 each from a hobby store, which I thought were kind of cool. They look like they belong like in a Metal Slug almost. Then I've got a couple other Kotobukiya MSG modeling sport good weapons. I've got a Gatling gun here, and then the like P90 kind of special rifle, I think they call it. But those like I got like from HLJ for like $5, which is really cool. And my camera is losing focus. There we go. And then over here I have my very small whip now. I have my high grade Gundam Astray blue frame, second L I need to build, the Argyagya, and then I have a kind of interesting piece here I bought from a hobby store that I've never seen. And I'm knocking stuff over again. It is a Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny Zaku Warrior Atherin mode, and it's the 20th anniversary new type. Don't really know much about it from what I found. It was from the New Type magazine, and I think you could like mail away and they'd send you one. Or they send it with every 20th anniversary. But it's kind of cool. It's a no-grade model kit, which kind of sucks, but didn't know that when I bought it. I thought it was the 1/144th like HG CE, but no worries there. It's still pretty cool, so I just kind of keep it around. And then like I said, I've got the Nightingale kit there. Then over here, got a fairly small closet, but this is where I keep just about every kit I've got, every box at least for it. And then the other side here, just every box, all my HGUCs here on the one side. And then over on this side, actually, oh I'll see if I can find that one Gelgoog box I told you guys about. And, yep, here you go. So it is the MS-114F Gelgoog Marine type. Interesting thing about this guy is the box. Sorry. Ugh, man, I'm probably giving somebody a headache here throwing this camera around. So, unlike every other HDUC kit, so this guy, as you can see, the design on this is a little bit different. It's also got the skill level 4, so this is definitely the US North American version. Made in Japan. I'm trying to find the date on this if I can. I probably won't be able to find it, but no worries. Anyway, he's old. I know that much. He's old and he's weird, and the quality on him is definitely like a 2000s kind of kit. So I didn't really expect much out of him, honestly, but he's still cool, especially for being able to find a Gundam kit locally. And stack these guys up. So all sorts of kits, a couple P Bandai kits thrown in here and there. Yep, it was the Goof Mobility Demonstrator Sand Color version from the MSD line. Over here I've got Wing Gundam Zero, which I don't have room for. I'll need to put him out at some point. I've got all my master grades right here, and then a couple Seed Destiny kits I own, not on display. Some of the bigger Hildolfer, Psycho Gundam, Kshatriya, Sakura 2s, BB kits that I have, the Version KA, a couple no grade kits I have, and then the boxes for like the Gundam standards. The Zaku Cannon and the HY2M, like kind of coppery head color kit I don't have on display. Box for older World of Warcraft kit. Another box with some random parts. I've got the Dark Souls 3 statue here, and then McFarlane like figures. Forget what line, but he's some kind of like ice beast. I think he's Jack Frost. I have a human priest here, Gnome Warrior from World of Warcraft, and I've got a Drainy Paladin, I think. I've got just a couple little Monster Hunter figures down here. I've got a Rathalos, got a Helldrake from 40k, and I have the special edition. Drawing a blank here on the names. My camera's about to die, so I'm trying to finish this up. And I've got the Liger Zero over here, we just need to fix. One of the little pins in one of his legs broke, and yeah, right there. So I need to go and glue that back into a socket there somehow. And then I've got the absolutely massive Nightingale here, who is way too big to fit on any of my bookshelves, unfortunately, because he's got that huge ass shell right there, and then he's also got his giant rocket schlong, so just absolutely no room to put him anywhere else. And then I've got just a box full of like little bits for capturing, extra mouse, some controllers, just a couple other random little things I don't have room for. And so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that tour. Hoping I can come out with another video here in like a week or so. I'll probably be moving my schedule back down to like one video a week. I'm gonna try to get settled in with this new job, and then I'll figure out kind of when I have time to get videos up. I am going to try to focus on spending a little bit more time on my Instagram and Facebook and trying to get some more content out to you guys that way. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for liking and subscribing and watching. Please, if you guys haven't already, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with more videos soon. And then I'll also post down in the description there a link to Facebook and Instagram as well. So, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.